I just realized I was still muted. So yeah, that is what they have so far for the teaser. I dropped the link there for you so you can check out their channel, possibly follow it. And if they add any videos there, you can keep watching it. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and unmute my game client here and open that up and actually see if I can't get that displayed. And then I'm gonna just adjust my camera here to fit the game better. Get myself out of the way. So yeah, this is the demo build. It's, like I said, very small portion of the game, and I've only actually touched it one time, just like played a few rounds and watched one of my people get killed, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna need to like actually try really hard in this. So yeah, so we'll dive right into it and see what you guys think. Let me know if the volume is too loud on that. I can adjust it. Okay, so this is kind of the beginning screen. You have the option to kind of click out, X out cards that you don't like. And obviously I don't really know much about what's going to be a good card to start with or not. Hopefully some low cost stuff, it looks like. Oh, and one interesting thing about this game too is the way the cards work. The costs are actually in-game ticks for the tactical RPG element, kind of like, not necessarily rounds, but basically all the characters, yours and the enemies for the dungeon you're assaulting, have ticks. So like, basically, and their turns come up in the order of who has the least ticks. So obviously 0, they'll stack based whoever's gone last at 0, and then they'll build up from there. So if I were to play this card, it would add 4 ticks onto that character, so they would go back, you know, as far back as 4, and slide up as everybody moved down. And then this, this isn't a cost in the card, it's actually, the cards draw into each other. So that's their mechanic for getting new cards. If your card has a draw on it, you'll draw another card to replace it. And there are cards in there, I believe the Priestess, she has some that have allies draw cards and stuff, but yeah. I'm just going to go with these cards. I don't see any that glare at me as being ones I don't want to use, so we'll go ahead and start and jump right in. So from what I've seen, you know, and what we've talked about with the developers, this is as if you were going into assault another player's dungeon while they're, you know, they may be online, they may not. It's asynchronous multiplayer, so you'll be raiding other people's dungeons from decks they've built and assembled to manage the monsters and minions that are being controlled by AI that you'll be fighting. So so you can see up here, this is basically the priority of the characters. So all 3 of mine go, and then the villain, I think this is the draw mechanic for the minion deck or the enemy deck, and this is the boss. And these things will change and adjust based on the ticks. So I've got my 3 characters, and you can see since they're all basically at 0, I can actually play them in any order I want. And it shows you how many cards you have in the deck: 27, 21, 27. So I'm going to go ahead. This guy is, from what I've seen, he's kind of like the tanky brawler. Corrigan, what is it? Corrigan Twiceborn. So whenever he deals damage to an enemy, he gains 1 fury. And there's a lot of, this is, if you're familiar with CCGs, there are a lot of CCG mechanics. You know, you've got some terminology you'll learn and stuff like that, but I'm just going to dive into it and do the best I can. Let's see, so for the next 3 ticks, gain 2 armor and 1 fury each time this hero is attacked. Since I moved him way up, maybe that boss will start attacking me, and it's a 0 cost, so I'm just going to go ahead and light that up. And that's it, I'll pass for that. I'll go on to my rogue or thief or what have you. What's his name? It doesn't show. Maybe let's peel him off to the side. And I don't have any 0 costs. Gain stealth. Your next attack deals 3 damage. Let's go ahead and go stealth. And since that was a tick, it automatically pushed him to the back, so I can't do anything else with him. If it was a 0 cost, I could keep doing things with them. So you see how it works. And that guy, since I used his, his thing over the next 3 ticks until his turn comes again. Basically, if he gets attacked, he'll get bonus armor or fury. I can't remember what the card said. And let's see, for our priestess, I don't think deal damage to enemies. Nope, can't do any of that. Target enemy loses 2 attack. And also gains 2 ticks. Ooh, so I can push the back. Alright. Well, I don't think there's anything I want to do with her just yet, so we're gonna peel her up and away out on the side too. And pass with her for now. So now the boss is going to so apparently he could just see through my stealth. That's kind of a bummer. Attacking him, so he gained some fury for that. Because of the card we had. So I'm going to go ahead and just get him up. Let's flash bomb him and push his attacks back. And I believe is he just out of range? I think he's just out of range. So yeah, I guess I'll have to pass. Yes, good. Alright, so we've gained 6 fury now. Nice. Deal 4 damage to target and 2 adjacent. Okay, so we'll save that when we get surrounded. Ooh, and since he's attacking, let's do that. I like that. Drag it onto him. Some good damage there. Our priestess, let's see, can we do quick heal? Let's terrify this guy. Ooh, spend 2 devotion. Yeah, we can do devotion. Push him back in turn, so we can do move up and do an attack. And then I think she could use... Oh, let's do that. Let's give him the 1 attack as well. And quick heal. Just quick heal, no devotion. So that's another thing too, her devotion. Every character has some other, well not everyone, but he's got his fury mechanic obviously stacked up. She's got devotion, which is a limited resource. So there's not too much of it, and I'm not sure how it gets regained. Maybe she has cards that regain it. I'm not really sure. So will be interesting to see if we can get some of that back, because I might need to start saving that for healing. But anyways, I think she's done. There's nothing else I think I want to do with her. Oh, that would be nice. Actually, yeah, let's use that. It should heal him and damage him. Nice. Alright, now our rage guy, he's built up, so is there something I can do based on his rage? Deal damage equal to your fury, rounded up to each adjacent. Let's move away from this mob. It's coming after us. We deal 5 damage to it. We could add a tick. Add ticks onto him. Destroy. That'll straight up just destroy a minion. But I believe the boss doesn't count as a minion. He is the boss, so that will work on him. I'm just going to go ahead and try and lay out the damage real quick here. Maybe I can burst him down. His armor's negating on counter-striking. What do we draw here? Ooh. Let's do all 10. 10 of 10. Yes. Confirm. Boom. All that fury, but bursting him down. The next time an enemy deals damage, I think they'll survive. They don't need healing. Counter. So this should pop him. Some damage. All right. I don't have any. Flash bomb. Let's just do that. Damage. Let's burst this thing down. Maybe even can she attack? Yeah. Let's give him even more attack, and let's do this as well. Deal 3 damage. So this is also normal. There's an insane difficulty. This is normal difficulty, and I'm apparently wrecking the normal difficulty here. I don't think there's any X Fury. I don't have any Fury, so let's just do some damage. Let's see if I can kill this thing before we all die, since I decided to go the burst route. Deal 3 damage to it. And this guy should kill him. Kill him. 5 damage. Kill this. Wonder if that. Yes. So, Pwog, the way it works is you build a deck. Well, the way the demo is a little bit different just because it's just thrown together. But the way it works is you build a deck like you would in, say, Magic the Gathering, if you're familiar with it. You construct a deck. And each character has a certain amount of cards you can pick from, or a certain variation of cards, and you have a certain limited number, I'm sure. If you saw in the demo thing, it said like there was 27 cards in his deck, and it was drawing. So it's totally random. But when you go into the play here, when you go into start, this is kind of like your starting hand type deal. So you basically, it's kind of like the mulligan feature of like Magic the Gathering. If you see something that you're like, oh, that doesn't look good, I don't want to take that in right away. Like this one, 11 ticks, deal damage equal to your fury. This costs 1 less for each point of fury, but you lose all fury. So that would cost 1 tick if I was maxed out in fury. So that looks like a pretty awesome card. Even though it looks like a high tick cost, I should be able to use it. Yeah, and it looks like I have some stuff to gain some fury, so I'll keep those. These I will keep. So, also to kind of like further continue what I was saying. So you would build a deck, and I'm sure that you would get some amount of the cards that you selected for your deck, and you'd get to just trade out some. But essentially, you should only be getting the cards that you've built for that particular character. And I believe they have like 10 different characters planned already, or already made. This demo just has 3, but they're going to add more character types, archetypes, and those archetypes come with sets. Kind of like Hearthstone, you know, you've got your wizard and your, you know, or your mage and your rogue and all that. So you're going to have a lot of different things to choose from, and then each will have their own deck, cards you can build, just like Hearthstone kind of, and you can arrange that how you want. But instead of like Hearthstone, where it's just a plain collectible card game where you're just playing cards versus cards, this actually has this tactical element. So you get to build a deck, and of course too, when, like I said, when I'm raiding this, when I'm doing this dungeon fight, I'll just start another game so you're not staring at the cards the whole time. When I start another game, in the planned game, this is going to be a dungeon, somebody else's dungeon that you're raiding. And so there's basically offensive decks you get for all your characters that you're taking into adventure, and then you'll have your own dungeon that you're going to have a defense deck built for. So when people try to raid you, you're going to defend, and it'll have a main boss that you choose from, different rooms and dungeon locations. Like this is a one-room dungeon just for the demo, but there will be like multiple rooms, and there will be treasure that people can try and steal from you when they raid that you'll have to defend, or some other mechanics like that. And you'll have, your deck will draw out minions, just like you saw those minions drop in the end of the last game. Those things drop based on how your defense deck is built. So that's kind of like the game in a nutshell.